Welcome. It's obvious that you're feeling depressed if you're watching, and this depression has you feeling lost. And it's okay to need a little bit of help. That's why I'm here to help. So here is 3 things you may or may not be doing to keep yourself in this cycle of depression. So my first point is pretty much going to cover everything that I'm going to be discussing in this video, which is having poor habits. On my channel, I preach about what having poor habits will do to your life and, what can happen if you constantly engage in bad habits. And one concept that people really need to grasp is that your habits / what you do every single day is going to determine what your life looks like and how you feel about your life. So the reason your life looks the way it does is because of what you're doing every day. You need to understand that you create your external reality, aka your life, based on what you do when you wake up every day. Therefore, poor habits is going to lead to a depressing life. And I'm going to give an example. So let's say I'm someone who has a habit of waking up late every day. The first thing I do when I wake up is get high, smoke some weed to escape my reality, escape the fact that I hate my life. And then on top of that, I proceed to eat BS food all the time, just a bunch of junk food. And on top of that, I'm scrolling on social media endlessly and watching corn all the time. Why would I not be depressed? How does that not sound depressing? That sounds like a very depressing way to live. First of all, you're getting 0 social interaction. You're doing nothing good for yourself. You're not taking care of yourself in any way, shape, or form. To some people, this sounds lit. This sounds very much fun. And lots of people can probably relate to this routine because it ain't that uncommon. It's not that uncommon. But you have to think about it like this. At what cost were any of those habits worth it? Where did I gain any evolution in my life? Where did I evolve at by doing this routine? What did I think was going to happen with my life if I did this same exact thing every day? How did I expect to progress if this is my daily routine? What is my life going to look like? I'm saying all that to say that if you genuinely want to live a fulfilling life with long-term happiness, you need to engage in habits that align with that and engage in habits that, align with the life that you're trying to create. So, get better habits, create a daily routine that improves your quality of life day by day. And I can guarantee once you do that, your mental health is going to start skyrocketing. Now, the second reason you can still be depressed is because you have a victim mentality, a victim mindset. Now, before I even get to talking about victim mentality, for one, I have a video dedicated to stop being a victim. And secondly, you need to understand that no matter what you go through, any situation, you need to understand that you're going to be okay regardless. You are going to be fine regardless. And that problems are temporary and that they are not forever. And I feel like if a lot more people started having this mentality, life would be so much less stressful. So yes, understand that problems are not forever. You need to, face a problem with the approach that this problem is already a solution. It's already a future solution. It's going to pass eventually. The problem will be solved. Therefore, you need to start approaching your problems in a completely different manner. You need to understand that problems are, for one, all temporary. They are not forever. They do not last forever. They are just difficult moments. And also problems teach you something. And understand that, problems are nothing but future solutions. Me personally, I view all of my problems as if they're solutions. Because for one, I know that I'm going to be okay regardless. I know that all of this is going to pass no matter what I'm going through. You just have to accept the situation, in that current moment. And just realize that it's eventually going to pass. One thing that I did not mention in the video that I'm going to mention now is that people need to realize that problems are forever going to exist, no matter what, no matter your circumstances. So you need to get used to having problems. If you become rich one day, you're going to develop rich people problems. If you are poor, you will have poor people problems. It's just all about how you react to those problems and what you're going to do about the problems. So When you are faced with a problem, this is exactly what you need to do. You have two options. One, if there is something you can do to solve that problem in the current moment, or you know that you can do eventually, do that, work towards that. Okay. Number two, if there is nothing you can do about that problem or whatever, just accept it. Why are we stressing about something that's out of our control? Okay, that's all that needs to be said. And if you still cannot fully grasp what I'm saying, I'm just going to give an example so that, you know, you're able to visualize exactly what I'm talking about. So let's say, for example, you know, I come from financially illiterate parents. You know, I didn't have the most money growing up. And, you know, because of, you know, my external circumstances, you know, that, you know, I went through throughout my entire childhood, you know, I grew up, you know, a little poor. You know, this is going to cause me to say things to myself like, oh, you know, I'm never going to be able to become financially secure. I'm never going to be able to become wealthy. Everyone else around me just has it so much better than me. Everyone's just silver spoon fed. You know, the world's not fair. Why do I have to get it out the mud? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, you're doing all this complaining for what? Are you going to do something about your financial situation, or are you going to constantly complain and seek pity from others, expecting a miracle to happen? What do you think is going to come of that situation? Okay, I don't even need to answer that because I'm sure you already know. Now let's say I perceive growing up poor differently. Okay, you know, let's say you know, I'm aware I'm poor. Let's just say, you know, I'm aware that I'm poor, and, you know, I allow me coming from financially illiterate parents to motivate me, you know, because, you know, I didn't have the best financial upbringing. I am going to learn to become financially literate. I will invest in courses that teach me about finance. I will invest in books that I can read on finance. I will go to the library and get books for free on finance. I will watch financial videos and influencers so that I can learn more about finance. That's me actually solving the problem instead of complaining about it. That's exactly what I mean, that all problems are temporary and all problems are future solutions. Once you know, develop that mentality, nothing is going to be able to stop you. And I'm saying all that to say that everything is 100% figure outable. And if it's not figure outable in that current moment, we're simply going to accept. We're not about to stress ourselves out about things that are not in our control. We are not shortening our lifespan by stressing. Okay, we're not doing that. And finally, the third thing that is probably keeping you depressed is pretty much simple, self-explanatory, but a lot of people are not really thinking. We're not really using our brains. And that is, you know, you're most likely not doing anything positive for yourself, or, you know, really focusing on yourself in a positive way. And I just explained that poor habits is going to lead to a depressing life. So if you want to create a more positive life and have a more positive outlook on life, you need to engage in habits that align with that. So make sure you're getting enough sunlight. You know, I'm aware that some of us live in colder places like me where the sun is not always out. But when that sun is out, make sure you're in that sun. Especially my Black people, we are the sun people. We need to be soaking up that sun. Make sure that you're taking care of your body, eating as best as you can. You know, I preach about going to the gym, eating as best as you can because, you know, as best as you can because groceries be expensive and we can't all afford to eat these rich diets. We just cannot. And also because, you know, if you do not like what you see in the mirror, you're gonna have something to feel depressed about or feel down about. So instead of complaining about it, how about we just do something about it? Because you complaining about it will never make you feel more secure. Also start doing things like, you know, enrolling yourself in online courses that can set you up for success. You know, we're all destined for greatness, but, you know, we have to put in the effort to obtain that greatness. I never really talked about this on my channel, but recently I did enroll myself in an online university course. And I know like a lot of self-improvement YouTubers have these courses, but I chose to enrolled in 2 Cup Master University, where we learned about all sorts of things: investing, credit, more self-improvement things, confidence, content creation, holistic lifestyle, you name it. But yes, I chose to do that for myself because, for one, I knew that that would be a really good decision for myself, you know, in my future. And because, you know, you can learn a lot more through, you know, paying for information from other people. There's something that they know that I do not. So yes, start doing that. And also you can start meditating. I'm pretty sure we all know the benefits to meditating. I'm not gonna get into that. But yes, start meditating to clear your mind. Make sure that you're getting enough sunlight. Make sure that you're exercising, because sweat detoxes the body. I talk about that all the time. Just make sure that you are focusing on your evolution and becoming better and better each day, because you are destined for greatness. We are all destined for greatness. We just have to put forth the effort. So yes, just deadass start loving yourself and putting, you know, effort into yourself. And I promise you, you will notice a tremendous difference. None of this is going to come easy. It is going to require you to be consistent. It is going to require you to put in some effort. You cannot be lazy when it comes to overcoming depression. You cannot be lazy when it comes to loving yourself. You cannot be lazy when it comes to evolving. Go at your own pace, of course, but do good things for yourself. You do not need to engage in short-term happiness, because it's short-term happiness for a reason. You know, if you're trying to acquire long-term happiness, you're going to have to do things that are just a little bit more difficult, but in the end, they're always worth it. So yes, just be aware that none of this is going to come easy. You know, find yourself, learn yourself, and choose to be happy. Happiness is 100% a choice. And if you do not believe that, I can guarantee that you have not 100% tapped into yourself, because if you did, you know that happiness is 100% a choice. You can choose to be happy by, you know, following advice from this video or videos like this. So yes, choose to be happy, make better decisions, and just take this shit day by day. Like, there is no rush, I promise. But yeah, that was pretty much all that was on my heart, all I really had to say. Just remember that you are destined for greatness. Remember that, you know, you're gonna be fine regardless, and that everything is going to be okay. So yes, that was all for this video, and hopefully this message was delivered at the right time.